started with a motor oil breaking down, which led to an insufficient amount of protection to the engine part.
Morning. How you doing today? Oh, howdy. Oh, pretty good. Got a big day ahead.
Yeah, what's on the agenda for today?
Well, biggest thing is starting the 5th grade computer class today down at their school. And I've been waiting for that for a couple of months. It's a big day because about 30 kids get their brand new computers and they all get excited.
You look forward to that?
It's the biggest day in their life. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been, actually, it's about a month late. Couldn't get all the equipment in time. It's easy to do things 10 at a time, but it's a lot harder to do them 30 at a time. Can't count it on one hand. There's certain things of certain sizes that I carry with me a lot that don't always fit into briefcases. So this is my solution, the Magic Link. I like it because it kind of handles all my email and lets me play some games and sit in bed with it, and it's just got nice and personal. I got my address list on it. I got all my calendar appointments. I just use it all day long. The calendar keeps all my appointments and classes, and when I have to pick kids up with 6 kids, you've got a million, soccer clubs and gymnastics meets and things like that. Usually the first thing is to tap my mail, but if I haven't done it at home, which I haven't today, but get the phone line plugged in. But actually, I've got the email automatically loads in at 6 in the morning and 7 in the morning from a couple of my accounts, so I'll back out of the game I was playing and check the mail. First, I like checking the daily news because, like a lot of people in my business, like to get little snippets of news. Kind of get the gist of it, enough that you can follow conversations during the day, but you don't need to read a whole long article or some days you just don't have time. And the daily news that comes on AT&T service has neat little, nice one paragraphs after I choose the topics I want to see. I look for the more unusual articles. Unfortunately, in the little snippets of news, you don't get the unusual ones. Usually they're back on page 23. I check out the news that's kind of related to the computers and stuff I'm interested in. With the agents, I really want to be able to which kind of articles I want.
Well, how will that work? Explain that to me with the agents. What do you mean?
The way I understand it, don't ask me, I'm not really an expert, but I'll be able to put in filters for certain kinds of articles. Like I want to see any articles relating to Macintosh computer. Just want to see them. If the business section has an article or the front page or whatever, I'd like to get any articles on the Golden State Warriors because I have season tickets. Any articles on maybe certain rock groups or certain type of music or something. And that's kind of, I think that's the best way to filter the news down to the level that I want. The thing that really intrigues me about the agent idea, though, is being able to send out agents with instructions to search from computer to computer on the network and try to find something you're looking for, either an object to buy or some information you want. And I just think it's a great concept. I even in my Rolodex here, I set up an account, one special group of people when I send mail to that are only the ones that have magic links, so I can be careful only to include animations and things that are important, like answers on your voice to people who have magic links. In the name cards, you can have groups. For example, I have a group of my family, and if I toggle over to that, if I bring up my name list, it's so huge. Sometimes I can't quickly find the name alphabetically, but I can quickly toggle it over to the family group and instantly pick out a member of my family, or toggle it over to the Magic Link owners, or toggle it over to my work associates, or toggle it over. I've got a number of groups in there. Friends, a friends group, and I even have cards of various VIPs that accidentally published their home phone numbers. So I just keep those in a special folder and protect it in the file box and stamp it saved so it doesn't accidentally get deleted. All my email now is done with this. I haven't, for about a month, I haven't used the computer for my email. Even for America Online, I just tap it out. Every once in a while I plug in the keyboard for faster typing. But one of the nice things about email is it gives you a good incentive to keep your mail short. And I just love short, quick, to the point messages. And I'll check out another piece of mail. Uh-oh, a friend sent a rumor. Don't know if we need this on video. Oh dear, somebody saw the Batmobile in my driveway. Huh,
Now, how about the service itself, the personal link service? You know, have you found that working? Have you needed to call them at the customer care place down?
I've called them because a couple times playing around with my machine, I accidentally dragged something off of a card and couldn't get it back on correctly, probably security, and a couple times lost my AT&T account without a backup. So I had to kind of call them up and see what I could do, and basically the answer was make a new account and they would automatically transfer the mail from the old account to the new. I prefer to send all my mail through AT&T. Some of it's to the internet through AT&T, some of it's, you know, if a person has an AT&T account, that's my preferred way.
So what are you doing now, Steve?
Right now I'm entering the email address for a teacher that I know that I want to send some communication to. I get a lot of email from her, so I just tap reply, but I don't have one handy right now, so I'll type in her first name, creating a new card for her.
Now, how's this message going to go? Can you tell me what path it's going to take?
Yeah, this one's going to go to America Online because that's what she's got. Dorothy 152, and I remember her number. I'm luckier than most people, because for most people, they might search and search and search and find things at whatever speed, and I'm kind of old, I don't find things real fast, but I have a bunch of young kids. So I give them the machines, and as they find things, they find about 2/3 of what I learn from them.
Is there any particular advantage to communication this way, by being able to send messages in this manner? Is it better or worse in your estimation than leaving a voicemail on her machine or other methods?
I've come to prefer both ways, both voice and this. She's a teacher, so she's not reachable right now because it's a school day, and she checks her email a lot, and we do a lot of email communications. So, some people it's more convenient to do the email, because I don't want to go through the phone call and find out it is a message and I wasn't prepared. This way, I know exactly what I'm sending. Okay, see it 2:30.
Is it easy to get into America Online through the personal link service?
Yeah, it's built into this machine. As a matter of fact, that was one of my reasons for buying the machine at first. Was I use America Online a lot. I supply it to all my kids and all the teachers that I'm close to, and it's one of our big forms of communication, has been email through them. One of my working associates, George Clark, I don't have his name in my name box yet, so I'll tap the name box and enter a new card for him.
Where are you going to find his name?
I'm not going to find it. I have to create a new card. I'm going to go into the AT&T Center and actually get his card. That's what I'll do. That's a better way to do it. Okay, I tap out to my desk, and then I tap a little snapshot that I took. If you don't know about snapshots, anywhere you are in this product, you can take a snapshot, and I have a snapshot of the AT&T Center that gets me there. This is where I can set up the mailbox rules that we talked about a little bit earlier, and forward messages of certain kinds to certain people. Real handy if you're in a real complicated business environment. And there's a little box of forms, and one of the forms is called Directory Lookup. I can't remember, just by looking around, discovered it and tapped it and figured out what it does. And the name I'm going to look for is a worker of mine. So he just set up his account last night, so that's why I don't have his card yet. And send a request to find him. And the request will go to the AT&T Center, and what will come back from them is either a response saying they couldn't find him under that name, or give me some choices, or say he was found, here's his card. And then I'll just put his card into my my name card collection, and it'll be trivial to mail anything to him from then on. Whenever I need to mail something, instantly pops up an address selection of all the people that you have entered in your list. So I'll just be able to tap him by name, George Clark, and not have to type in his address each time. Now that I have his name card includes email addresses, including his AT&T account number. So sending a postcard to him in the future will be as easy as this. Tap the desk to go to my desk. Tap the postcard stationery to get a new postcard. Check the stamp that comes up to make sure, the first thing comes up is select your person. I'll accept George Clark as my addressee. I check the stamp. The stamp says AT&T Personal Link Services, so I know it's going by that method, which is my preferred method, especially with this product, is to use AT&T. And Dear George. Stamps.
Better use that spell check.
I'll use it. I'll go back and use it.
Oh, listen now. Oh, that's nice.
Pop it down. Stem the document.
Now, why did you choose that particular stamp, Steve?
Oh, I just chose it because the note was kind of a happy note. Happy tone. Stamp will give a good idea. As a matter of fact, I can pop the stamp up above so it's seen right away. And I'll give him a little voice note for the heck of it. It's nice that if you send it through AT&T or any, I guess any outfit that has the telescript, it'll keep things like voices. I'll record.
And how do you do that voice thing?
You stamp a voice stamp on, tap it once before you've sent a letter, and it brings up a little recording dialogue. And it's easy to set the amount of time that I'm going to allow it to record. And I'm going to give him, I suspect that since he just set his machine up last night, this will be his first voice stamp. Now when he gets it, he'll see the little lips, tap the lips, and he'll hear me saying whatever I say. Hi George, it's me.
Hi George, it's me.
Great. If it were complicated to do, I had to go run another program, get the voice in, transfer the data file over, open it up, and go through a lot of selections, I wouldn't do it. But it's just so easy to tap the stamp tool, tap the right drawer if it's not visible, tap the lips, tap the lips again on the postcard, and tap record, say it. It's like in 10 seconds, I've got a little message added, and it's so personal, and it's so interesting because it's so unusual that Alex Bennett on the radio, I send him jokes with the punchline verbally, and then he plays it over and over on the air. So it's kind of fun, too.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, I got an answer on that letter I was telling you about.
Yeah.
They thought that return receipt was a great idea. They're going to add it to the... What are you doing?
Oh, I'm playing Scramble.
Oh,
I get some good scores now.
that words. Great game.
So go ahead. They even have nerd in the dictionary here. Nerd works and nerds. I know certain words they don't have. I can guess the reason for a few of them.
Anyway, so they're going to add a return receipt to letters.
they're gonna?
Yeah, they're going to do it. Yeah,
Oh,
they said it was a
cool
great idea. Yeah.
When you type return,
There'll probably be a box or it'll be in rules. You'll probably set it up in rules. My idea was to add a rule to AT&T Personal Link Mail that would let me get a letter back when to inform me that so-and-so received the letter that I sent them. So like a return receipt. So we'll
Confirmation.
Confirmation. So I'll just hit reply here. Make it a stamp. Don't send. Now I got to find phone line. Great.
What I did was I adjusted my...
Oh, you hit your brightness.
Oh, well.
And we'll just send this out.
I'll be right back in my game.
You can set your incoming and your outgoing mail to forward to somewhere else or to examine the incoming. For example, if somebody puts an urgent stamp on a postcard or a letter coming to you, that it handles it a different way. For example, if you have a beeper, it can send off a command to your beeper and let you know that you have an urgent letter that's waiting for you. There's a whole bunch of rules. I've only got one of them set. Steve uses them more than I do. He's got mail that forwards between his two different personal links.
Now, how comes it is you have one of these devices, too? I mean, is this just coincidence that you and Steve both have a device?
No, there's no coincidence at all. We both know Andy. I've known Steve since before Apple Computer. We met at the Homebrew Computer Club years ago.
So when you guys see something like this come out, this device and this service, what's your first instinct with it?
Play with it. Play with it. See what it'll do. See if it has any real value. I won't talk about any other PDAs that we might have used, but this is the first one. This one is communication-centric. This is the first one that's not just fun, but that you actually can use for things. Because as I said, I won't mention any other PDA that I might have used, but I find myself carrying this one around and actually using it. finding new things to do with it all the time.
Why is that?
Well, I felt that it was more like, well, it's a brand new product, and we're kind of the first ones to try it out and find out what are the answers, because you don't really know from what you read what works well, what really enhances your life. So you have to give it a fair trial. So the first thing is set up a few accounts, especially the mailing accounts. I've been through on another PDA, I went through some wireless accounts and just discovered that, heck, all you've got really is a pager, and you might as well look at a pager and read the message. Why do you have to stick it in a machine to read it? So I don't do the wireless anymore, but went through and set up the account and started sending mail basically between myself and my son in the same house from phone line to phone line, and we had just such a great time right from the very start of it, and started discovering there were a lot of hidden surprises, a lot more than is in the manual, and a lot of things you can find out. So it's just worked out great for us.
The one thing that I'm waiting for that will make this thing complete is the little cable that goes from the back of my cellular phone and plugs into the side. And then I no longer have to come over to Steve and borrow a phone line and plug it in. Then I'm wired all the time.
As a communications tool, Dan, do you think it's got promise?
Yes. Yeah. I find that my personal email methodology is to send short notes to people, not long. If it's more than a paragraph, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call. But this is perfect for
We
leaving
can't even
short
connect
notes.
it to a computer to dump a long one in yet.
That's the other piece that's still missing, right? The other piece, any day now will be the computer interface, because the calendar is very useful on here because it's with you. It's got a lot of room in it, and I've got one on my computer, but I don't take the computer with me, so I can set alarms in here, and it'll remind me that I promised to come over today and help Steve distribute computers to kids this afternoon. So.
Yeah, it's a great scheme for multiple alarms because watches are kind of nice, but they usually only have one alarm in a watch right on you. So you need something small enough you're carrying with you all the time to be a trustworthy alarm. So, it kind of replaces a lot of the smaller machines, but it does so much more than the small machines that kept your addresses and phone numbers. And because it connects to the phone line, it dials, it lets you tap out letters, it lets you stamp them, make them look interesting, and like Dan said, keep track of your scheduling.
Yeah, if I knew you guys were coming, I would have worn my General Magic T-shirt.
I grew up with a lot of computer knowledge and used computers a bit more than most people, but, in starting off some of the computer stuff with Apple, the whole idea was finally it's affordable to have technology for yourself, and that meant technology that empowers people, lets them do more of what they want to do than they could have without it. And it also makes the people equivalent to companies and the like. It makes them more powerful.